Look, I'm no liberal, but I'm not a big fan of those House Republicans either. Right now, there is a bill that it is going to be argued in the Texas House as early as next week. It's Senate Bill 30. And Senate Bill 30 is being presented as pro business. But like most things that are presented as pro business, in reality, it's anti individual. Senate Bill 30 is going to place caps, will effectively place caps on the money damages that a person who's injured can recover in a personal injury lawsuit. It's anti-American. Look, in most cases, a person should be entitled to bring a personal injury lawsuit and have a trial by jury. And that jury, a jury of that person's peers, should be able to decide whether that person's entitled to damages and how much those damages are. But Senate Bill 30 tries to take the power away from the people. It tries to create limits on what a person can recover. If you're maimed, your life is altered from here on out. Senate Bill 30 is saying, well, we're gonna limit how much that insurance company is going to have to pay. It's also placing caps on the amount of medical expenses that a person can recover in a suit. So you incur a certain amount of medical expenses. Those medical expenses are owed by you to a medical provider, a hospital. Well, maybe you can recoup those costs, or maybe you won't be able to, because there's going to be a cap if this legislation passes on the amount of medical expenses that can be recovered. Now, this Senate Bill 30, it also creates a whole lot of different procedural impediments that make it hard for guys like me, personal injury attorneys, to do what we do. They're trying to create sort of this war of attrition for us so that a lot of us will bow out of the practice and won't hold them accountable. Look, what is the reason for this? Tort reform. It's so that the industries that make a ton of money can make a ton more. They want to be able to have companies acting negligently, wrongfully, and harming with impunity. They want to eliminate accountability so that they make more money. Look, you may not have great respect for personal injury attorneys. You may not even like them. But like they say in my industry, you may not think much of a personal injury attorney until you need one. Remember, I may be on here because I have a very obvious interest that's tied to whether or not Senate Bill 30 passes. But my business is derivative of individuals' interest. I represent clients. I get a contingency on what they recover. And the people that I represent have been really, really messed up. It could be you next week. It could be your family member next week. And the point I'm trying to stress, I don't wish that upon you, but what I'm trying to stress here is I'm on here as a PI attorney, but my business is the people. My business is individual interests, and that's what this country was founded on. Individual interests of the people, for the people, by the people. You know, Senate Bill 30 is harmful to the people. So look, here's what I want you to do. I know you've probably heard this at some point in your life, and you probably have never done it. But I want you to get onto Google, and I want you to look up your local representative. Only do this if you're in Texas, okay? Because this is a Texas bill. I want you to contact your local representative, and I want you to tell them your thoughts on Senate Bill 30. Hopefully, you can find some good literature online summarizing the bill. You can look at the bill itself in its current form. I want you to tell your representative what you think about Senate Bill 30. And I'm asking, hoping that it's in opposition unequivocally to the bill. This stuff works. You may not think it does. You may think, hey, all these politicians are already corrupt. My call is not going to change. Or, there's probably a lot of other people out there that have already made a call. I don't need to call. Just do it. It actually works. And if you do, here's what I'll do. I'll give you a free t-shirt, okay, for making the call. Do it for posterity. Do it for the people.